These are Luke Littler's Gen 1 darts that he uses in matches, and these are his cheaper loadout version. But are you actually getting better performance, or are you better off buying the cheaper dart? Today, we're putting these head to head. The Generation 1 darts are the more expensive, more premium dart. They have a more detailed grip and covered in a black PVD coating, and they look absolutely unreal. The loadouts are a more budget-friendly, cheaper, more simple design, but meant to give a similar feel. So the big question is, can the loadouts compete with the Gen 1s? Starting with the loadouts, they cost $135 here in Australia and £54.95 in the UK. They come with short pro grip stems, number 2 flights, and then just basic smooth Swiss points in 26mm. The barrel has radial grooves top to bottom. There is a smooth section just here in the middle, and then you also have the signature purple and yellow of Luke Littler just throughout the dart between the grooves. The grip is a little bit less aggressive than the Gen 1s, but they're just a basic ring cut straight barrel. And now the Gen 1s, they cost $220 here in Australia and £109.95 in the UK. Now the grip is made up of radial grooves here at the rear with one row of pixel grip. You got the same smooth section in the middle, and then more pixel grip all the way to the round nose at the front. They come with the exact same stems, same flights, same points as the loadouts, so it's actually going to be quite easy to compare just the barrels on these two. They're actually the exact same length overall, both 52mm in length. Both have the smooth section in the same spot. It's just the grip and the PVD coating that separates the Gen 1s from the loadouts. I'm going to pop both of these through a 10 visit power scoring challenge and see which dart comes out on top. We'll see if the loadouts can actually keep up with the more expensive Gen 1s. We are going to start with the Gen 1s. These aren't actually how Littler sets his up. He has intermediate K-flex on them and 42mm points. I do have a video on that, so I'll leave that up the top. But we'll give these a chuck, see what score we can get, and see if the loadouts can keep up. Wow. 79. The only thing I will say about both sets of darts is the points are way too smooth, so I would change the points on both no matter what. If you hit another dart or if the dart is on a bad angle, they just fall straight out of the board because they're so smooth. Either that or just roughen up the tips a bit. So last visit with the Littlers. Whoops. Not too bad, we're able to finish. So not too bad, average is 60. Let's see how the loadouts go. These darts were actually the very first set of darts that I bought. So I did use these a lot back when I first got them. But straight away, going from one dart to the other, I can notice they are a lot smoother than the Gen 1s. But when I say that they're not smooth, they're just not as grippy. So if you prefer a grippier dart, maybe the Gen 1s are for you. Straight off the tip of the flight. We've got 3 visits left and we need a very large score. Another bounce out. Like I said, these points are way too smooth, so you do get very, very easy bounce outs. Oh, yuck. Alright, so we got 435. So there you have it. The loadouts scored 435, while the Gen 1 scored 602. Now we did get a couple of bounce outs with the loadouts, so that did change the score a little bit, but they still wouldn't have beat the Gen 1. However, the question is it worth spending more money on the Gen 1s over the loadouts? The answer is yes. I believe it is very much worth the extra money to get the Gen 1s over the loadouts. Now that solely comes down to the grip. I do prefer a grippier dart. These are still grippy, but just not as grippy as I like. The pixel cut on these and the coating makes these a lot grippier than the loadouts. And I also find that whenever I grab the Gen 1s, it is easier to find out where my hand is on the dart over the loadouts. These are too similar all the way down the barrel. My hand just gets a little bit lost, which makes it a little bit more inconsistent. However, I do believe these are a very, very good beginner dart. If you're just starting out, why not try the loadouts? They are a nice, easy, simple barrel to use, well weighted, they fly great. But for me personally, I just prefer the grip a lot more on these, and they look way better than the loadouts. Let me know down in the comments below if you think it is worth spending more money on the Gen 1s, or if you should just save your money and go for the loadouts. As always, if you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.